My name is Jack Collins, and I am a secret agent for the SCP Foundation. My next mission involved an unusual entity designated SCP-0114. This entity is classified as safe, meaning it poses no direct threat but requires careful handling due to its unique characteristics. SCP-014 was also known as Robert Chetford, a man who suffered from the delusion that he had turned into concrete. Robert was first discovered in 1915 when he was admitted to the Norwich Asylum in Connecticut. He was transferred to various facilities until the SCP Foundation learned of him. What made this entity intriguing was the fact that he hadn't shown any signs of aging for decades. He only breathed when speaking, and otherwise he appeared completely immobile. My mission was to visit SCP-014 at secret site, where he was contained, to observe his condition and provide a detailed report on any changes or notable observations. I was also tasked with conversing with him to learn more about his psychological state and any developments in his condition. When I arrived at the site, it was midday and the sun was streaming through the large window facing Robert's chair. He sat there, as usual, silently, his eyes gazing into the distance. I approached him slowly and sat on a chair facing him, listening to the classical music playing in the background, which gave the room a calm and soothing atmosphere. "Good morning, Robert. I'm Jack Collins, an agent from the SCP Foundation. I've come to talk with you if you don't mind." Robert slowly turned his eyes towards me and replied in a quiet voice, "Good morning, Jack. Of course, you can talk to me. I don't think I'll be going anywhere at the moment." I began by asking him about the music and whether it helped him feel comfortable. He replied that he liked the old music because it reminded him of better times before he was condemned to this strange fate. His speech was smooth and logical, but he firmly believed that he had turned into concrete and would never die. I asked him for more details about his life before the Norwich Asylum, and he responded that he had a relatively ordinary life before these thoughts began to take over his mind. He spoke about his past with nostalgia, but showed no interest in the outside world or events that occurred after his confinement. While talking to him, I noticed that he did not move at all, except for his eyes and mouth. He did not sweat or breathe unless he was speaking, and his skin appeared to be made of some inorganic material. These observations were entirely consistent with previous reports about him. My session with him lasted for hours, during which I asked him about his feelings and how he coped with his condition. His answers were always calm and understanding, but he was firmly convinced that he had turned into concrete and that this would never change. At the end of the session, I felt that I had learned a lot about his psychological and physiological condition. I left him listening to the music and returned to my office to write my report. In the following days, I continued to visit him regularly, noting that he remained in the same condition with no significant changes. He spoke to me with the same calmness and clarity, always with the firm belief that he had turned into concrete. The report for this mission contained detailed information about his condition, confirming that it was stable with no signs of change. This mission was a unique experience, dealing with an entity that believed with certainty that it was something non-human, yet spoke and interacted like any ordinary person. I am Jack Collins, and this was my mission with SCP-0114, the man who believes he has turned into concrete, an experience from which I learned that the mind can affect the body in unexpected ways, and that some delusions may be stronger than reality itself.